Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with wArnette D. Love. And look, I had to make sure I come before you today before I jet off into the sunset, the setting of the sun. I had to make sure I come up here and talk to you because I saw something that really disturbed me today. I saw a video with this young lady. Okay, the young lady had I guess she been punched in the face by either her husband or her baby's father. Well, however it was, he punched her in the face in the car. I mean, everywhere, right? All on the windows and everything. The kids in the car and all that stuff, And it wasn't the first time because he kept saying, this the third time, this the third time. So he done did this to her 3 times. He doesn't care whether or not he does it in front of kids. He doesn't care where they are. You know what I'm saying? He's just going to beat up on her. See, that part right there, I really cannot relate to. But as a child, I've seen domestic violence. But the domestic violence I've seen was... I'm talking about a brawl, a brawl. The 2 people that I saw fighting when I was growing up, the woman was not a pushover. You couldn't push her. You couldn't do that to her because she was a brawler. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was raised. That I'm fighting back. I'm not gonna take that hit and that lick and keep on ticking. I'm fighting back because that's what I saw when I was a child. We fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was taught. When I was a child, we fight back. But I understand everybody can't fight back. Everybody wasn't taught that. Everybody doesn't have that in them. Okay, so what do you do? What do you do? One thing you don't do is stay there. The red flags go up, baby. That's your way of getting up out of there. You know that if it happens, it'll happen again. You have to know this. That's why I want y'all to be aware of it. I don't care what anybody say. If they do it once, they will do it again. Don't take any chances. Try to remove yourself as soon as the red flag go up. And the red flag could be anything. The way they talk to you, the way they try to how can I put it? Discredit your confidence. You know what I'm saying? I laugh at people all the time because a lot of people think because I'm quiet and I'm funny and I like to laugh that I'm easily to be manipulated, right? Which is far from the truth. I'm laughing because I'm like, this person think I'm a fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking because you don't understand that I'm far from being a fool. What you're trying to do won't work on me. So that's the way I look at people and be like, this person can't even imagine who they're looking at, who they're talking to right now. Because I don't even play none of that foolishness. And that's just how I roll. But I do not take on stress. I don't take on other people's stress. And I ain't allowing anybody to give me any stress either. So yeah, I laugh, I smile, I grin, I think in my head like, you must think I'm some kind of idiot. But okay. I'm going to play your stupid game. That's basically what I be thinking. I'm going to play your stupid game. You see what I'm saying? But one thing about me, red flags, I'm out of there. I don't love anybody more than I love me. Meaning that I'm not going to sit back and let you hurt me. I'm not going to sit back and let you lie to me. I'm not going to sit back and let you put your hands on me, honey. Let me tell you something. It will bother me to not fight back. But I'm not telling you to fight back. If that's not in you. Okay, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you, if you're in a domestic violence situation, I'm asking you to get away. I'm asking you, don't wait till it fester and you can't get away. I'm asking you, when you see those red flags, when it started happening, I'm asking you to get away. Do your best. There's not that much love in the world. You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself more. Always think of it that way. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't supposed to hurt. And if it's hurting you, it's not love. Okay? My mother taught me that a long time ago. Love doesn't hurt. Okay? And so I'm not going to settle for anything less. And I understand a lot of people wasn't raised for these things, these situations. But my mother, was raised, well, she raised us for different situations. I mean, different. Well, if we got jumped, if we was in a fight, if a man hit us, a man called us out our name. See, all this stuff they got going on now, we were raised against it. You couldn't call me a B word out of my name and think we still gonna be together. We're not. It's over. That's how it was. I remember being called an idiot one time. I was called an idiot. And I was like, you can get up out my house. You got the wrong one. Don't talk to me like that. And then when I tell you, he was apologizing, crying, and everything else because I was serious with a heart attack. And let me explain something to you. Never again did he call me out of my name. I don't do that. The small things, the red flags. You see what I'm saying? You don't put your hands on me. I don't. When you hurt me, all I see is it's time to go. You don't put your hands on me. Yeah, I got choked before. I ain't gonna lie. I got choked one time. One time, I got choked by one guy, and you know, he almost lost his freedom. You know, he was a big dude. I used to be small. Believe it or not, y'all, I was small. I was a size 6, 7, maybe 8. I was small, 132 pounds, okay? And this guy was tall, well over 6 feet, should have been a basketball player. And he choked me to the point where I was dangling. My feet was dangling, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you get your hands off me, I'm calling police. Simple as that. Because I didn't want to call my dad, even though he was in the area. I didn't want him getting in any more trouble than what he had already got into in our past. So I was like, I'm going to call the police. I mean, you do what you're going to do to me, but I'm calling police. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened was, come to find out that that same guy who choked me was the same guy who slapped his ex-wife in the face with a piece of metal. So can you imagine? He was used to putting his hands on women. He didn't care about hurting women. If he couldn't have his way, if you weren't going to do what he wanted you to do, he going to do something to you. And I nipped that in the bud because what you're not going to do, you're not going to be hurt my mama's baby. No, I'm going to have you arrested. I'm going to have your whole life taken down. I'm telling you, that's me. I'm not telling anybody to do that because, you know, they get crazy and they start shooting and stuff. And, you know, one of my associates, it got pew-pewed. You know, I'm trying to use these terms here, but you know, because she was gonna leave her husband. So I mean, you have to be very careful. But that's why I say, if you can nip it in the bud in the beginning, if you can stray away from it in the beginning, when the red flags start coming up, and you'll be like, hey, this is not what I wanted. This is something different. I don't want to go any further. Try doing it that way. That's why you should never rush into a relationship. You should never just jump into a relationship. I always wait at least 90 days. I think my mother taught me 90 days. Wait 90 days for somebody to show you exactly 90 days. They cannot hold it in, okay? And so you keep on, you know, getting to know them, and you start picking. Okay, y'all, I got some people calling. You start picking up on red flags, and then you will see exactly who they are. And don't ignore it. If you see it, believe it. What Maya Angelou say? If they person show you who they are, believe it. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you will pick up on the right thing, okay? If you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're putting you down, making you feel like you're not worthy of something, leave them alone. You know what I like? I'm going to tell you what I like. So all y'all know, I told y'all in the beginning when I first started that I was growing my hair back, right? I told y'all know I have curly hair. So my hair always shrink, right? So y'all see my hair is actually lengthy, okay? But because my hair is curly, it shrinks, okay? So what happens, I decided I'm not going to wear a whole bunch of foundation. And so I've been trying to go without the foundation, but I'm supposed to wear foundation because to protect my skin. But I decided I didn't want to wear foundation. So I put Vaseline on my skin and try to keep the dirt from, you know, going into my pores. Self remedy, okay? And so anyway, you know, I look like I don't get all fancy up and I don't dress up like, you know, a lot of different women. But that's not even nowhere near the truth. Y'all know me. I'm going to put it on, right? But I find that because I don't wear a lot of makeup And I never have worn a lot of makeup, but I find that men think that I don't think enough of myself. I have a self-confidence issue, you know what I'm saying? Only if they knew who they were talking to. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all who know me know I don't have a problem with my confidence. Those who know me know that I think I am all that and always will be from the time that I was birthed, because I was raised with affirmations. That affirmation stuff didn't just start. Oh, we were doing that back in the 70s and 80s, baby. Y'all just made it a thing, but we have been doing affirmations for a long time. And this is why I say take your time and get to know people, because people never like to take their time to get to know me, and they don't understand that I am a whole pistol. I am with the ammunition, but they like to go off of face value because I look at them and I read through them and I laugh and I smile, and I grin, and I'm thinking to myself, you got the wrong one, baby, because I will light this place up. You understand me? And so what happens is, you'll take that attitude towards someone like me, and you think I'm a pushover, right? And then you'll try to put your hands on me. Then you're going to have a problem, a whole problem. You see what I'm saying? Or you're going to try to talk down to me, and you're going to have a whole entire problem, because I am that problem for you when you start mistreating me. And that's why I'm saying get to know people, identify those red flags as quickly as possible, and keep moving on, honey. Don't stay there and let people dog you out all kinds of ways. Stand your ground. You don't need anybody that bad. And I'm talking to male or female. See, I'm neutral gender, gender friendly here. I don't care whether you a male or female. You're not supposed to let people treat you any kind of way. That's how it starts. When you start ignoring it, when you stop identifying the mistreatment, it'll start easy. It'll start with just putting you down, telling you, oh, you this and that, like you have to be reassured. Nobody has to reassure me. I don't need anybody to reassure me. My mother taught me a long time ago how to self-evaluate, okay? A long time ago, and I'm asking you, teach your kids to do the same, how to do self-evaluations, how to validate themselves, okay? Validate, telling them that I don't need you to tell me how good I look, because I can tell myself. I can see, I have eyes, I know when something is right or something is wrong. Like I teach my grandkids, if you know that you're not smelling right, if you know that you didn't take your bath, if you know that you didn't brush your teeth, if you know that you didn't brush your teeth, what you mad about because somebody identified it, somebody pointed it out? You have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do. Meaning, when you know that you've done right, you stand up for yourself, okay? But you can't do that when you're wrong, you know? And I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. You can't put me down when I already know I done what I'm supposed to do. You can't tell me this is black when I know for sure I'm looking at white. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to puncture my self-esteem. You're not going to do that to me. But that's what people like to do when we're starting off with the domestic issues. They'll start bringing down your self-esteem, making you feel like you're not worthy. I'm not the one, baby. I'm not the one or the two. And I don't want my friends and my lovelies out there to be the one or the two. And that is why I'm coming to you right now to remind you that before the domestic violence gets worse, pay attention to how it starts, because it's subtle a lot of times. They don't just start putting their hands on you in the beginning. They start talking down to you, making you feel like you're not good enough, and also trying to make you think that it's your fault. Oh my God, how many narcissists have you met? I have met a lot of them trying to make you think that it's your fault. Oh, ain't nobody done nothing. So you are a liar, and the truth is not in you. You did do something to me, and let me spell it out for you, since you don't seem to understand it, or you don't seem to identify what you have done to me. Let me tell you, don't be afraid to tell a person when they have mistreated you and how they have mistreated you. Okay? Don't be afraid. Now, I'm mixing all this in because I'm trying to tell you it can hit you in either way. Either way, it can come at you. Different ways domestic violence start. How do I know? I grew up around it. So I do understand. And let me tell y'all a little story. Okay? When I was a little girl, my aunt used to live we were in Virginia, Portsmouth. My aunt lived in the Brighton area. Now, a lot of you that's about my age, y'all might remember. My aunt lived in the Brighton area. Every Friday night, it was going to be a show on her block, okay? She lived on Summit Avenue. I ain't got no problem telling y'all where we were. My auntie lived across the street, which is my grandma's sister. And so every Friday when we go over there, we knew it was going to be a battle because my aunt and her boyfriend who lived down the street were going to go at it that night. On Friday, starting on Friday, probably Saturday, they calm down on Sunday. My auntie would sit on the porch so that she could watch everything to make sure that things didn't get too bad to where the guns and stuff come out. Or the pew-pews, I think I'm supposed to say pew-pew. And the pew-pews come out, right? So she'd tell us, come on over here and sit up here with me. My aunt and her boyfriend fighting. They fighting all up and down the street. They cussing each other out. I mean, but it was a fight to the finish. Do you hear me? I don't know about women succumbing to, or not succumbing, but, being afraid, because all I saw or in my family was women ready to go. And my aunt, baby, let me tell you something. I will never forget this man slapped my aunt in her face. She was at the neighbor's house right down the street from her house. And she was standing there. He was talking trash to her, and he slapped her in the face, okay? My aunt asked the lady, she said, can I use your bathroom? Right? And everybody on that street knew my aunt. And my aunt went through the house, through the back door, jumped the fences, went through her back door, went and got her pew-pew, and then she came back. By the time she did all that, because I didn't know what she was doing, you know what I'm saying? But my grandma's sister knew exactly what she was doing. She was like, oh, Lord, dog, y'all stay over here on this porch. Don't you move, right? By the time my aunt got back down to that house, which was about 1, 2, maybe 3 houses down, that lady told that guy, she said, you better get in your car or you're going to be gone. And, baby, that man got in his car. By the time my aunt walked back down there, she was like, where is that? Where is that hit me in my face? Where is it? Where is it, baby? She was about to light the block up and was dead serious. And we had, it was at that point when I realized that this might not be the safest place for me and my siblings to be, because we weren't used to that anymore. My mother, that wasn't going on in our house. You see what I'm saying? That was not going on where I was. So, even though we had a little bit of it at one time, it was no longer there. My mother got rid of that real quick. My mama didn't play. You understand? And so, that's what we had. I mean, I remember one time, y'all, I was in my aunt's house. She was keeping us because, she didn't have any children. We were her children. So she would be glad to keep us. So we were sitting on her chaise. She had a chaise. She was fancy and everything. And, sort of fancy because she had a fan in her window, right? So she had the fan in the window. And the boyfriend came and pulled the fan out the window, right? Just grabbed the fan, and I was on the chaise. And I was like, it scared the daylights out of me. And he was like, oh, I know you got a man in there and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? And baby, let me tell you something. That started up another fight. Because he done scared her babies. And that's all she kept saying, you done scared my babies. But see, so when I say I can't relate to the domestic violence, I can't relate to the one-sidedness of a partner getting beat, because I'm so used to a fight. I'm used to a full fight to the finish. And that's what I mean, because that's how I was raised. That's what I was taught. That's what I saw. But I can tell you, if you don't even want that, which I never wanted that in my life for me in a relationship, if you don't want that, get out while your head. Get out when those flags start flying. When you see he has an attitude. When you see he's trying to boss you around. When he really doesn't want to listen to anything you got to say. Or she, vice versa, okay? I'm not just trying to be one-sided because men go through domestic violence as well. Get out of it. Tell them this not for you. I have to go. You know, this is not what I wanted. You know, I don't want this type of relationship. Let them go before it gets too deep and they try to take possession of you. You understand? That's why I say take your time. Don't jump in nothing. Have kids with people that you really don't know and they try to take possession of you. They're obsessed with you. No, do not fall for the okie doke. Get to know these people. If they can't wait for you, it's not worth it anyway. If you don't want to wait for me, because you're going to wait for me. You're going to wait till I'm ready. I have to be comfortable. It's about me. And people, you can say what you want to say. It has always been about my comfort level. And if I'm uncomfortable, and nothing's going to be fun. We're not going to have joy in anything if I'm uncomfortable. But when I'm comfortable, that's when we can enjoy what we have. And I won't be comfortable till I know, one, I ain't got to worry about you popping off, slapping me. I don't have to worry about you getting drunk and acting a fool, embarrassing yourself. Because you can't embarrass me. You can embarrass yourself and I'll leave you right there. But I'm just saying, that's when I'm comfortable. If I don't know you, it's different things that you have to know about a person. And I just said too, you have to make sure you know that they're not too aggressive with you. You have to make sure that the alcohol doesn't change them. You understand? You have to make sure being around people don't change. You ever been around those people where they want to show up and show out because they around some friends and they start saying little smart stuff? I'm going to tell you something. That's why I always drive my own car. I will meet you there because when you start tripping, baby, I'm going to excuse myself. I'm going to pay my bill and I'm out of there. You understand me? Because I don't want you to say you done nothing for me. That's just how I am, you know? And so, but guess what? You'll never get an opportunity to see me again. I don't play that. I got choked once and then I got hit in the chest. I got hit in the chest by a former, it was like nudge. He was a former NFL player and he nudged me in the chest like I was a football player, y'all. Like I was a football player. He nudged me in the chest. Now, can I say I was doing something wrong? I was on the phone with another guy, but we had really just started, you know, talking and whatnot. So I wouldn't even say we were together, but he thought we were, you know. And when I was on the phone with somebody, he got an attitude because, y'all, back in the day, them cell phones was garbage, right? They were garbage. You could click on the cell phone, then the two-way. And when you clicked on the two-way, you can hear the other person on the phone. A lot of people used to get caught because you can hear the conversation just a little bit before it actually clicked over. And that's how I got caught. He heard the guy's voice when I clicked over. And so he had came to my house and he had access to my house because I had gave him the key because it was crazy. It was like he never gave my key back. I gave him a key for one night and he never gave the key back, right? So the next day he still had the key. That's when I got caught. Come up the stairs. I mean, baby, let me tell you, he was light on his feet. He must have been an excellent NFL player because he came up them stairs. I didn't even hear him. He was a big dude. I didn't hear him, but he heard me on the phone. And I heard him when he got to that next to the last top step. That thing's hit a creak. I was like, I got you back. I got off the phone. It was too late. Oh my goodness, baby. Listen, we all have a past. You know what I'm saying? We all have a past. But just because I was doing something that is considered to be wrong doesn't mean I deserve to get beat. It don't mean I deserve to get hit. It's definitely not punched in the chest or nudged in the chest. I won't say punch, but y'all know how they do the football punch, and he did it in my chest. I was a little thing at that time. You did that to me. And yes, honey, I was ready to retaliate. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I did, but just know what I did. He jotted down those steps. I think he was went like 4, 5 steps at a time, got out the door and was gone by the time I got downstairs, baby. Because love don't play that. I don't care how big you are. I don't play you putting your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me. I don't even let my children put their hands on me. If you're talking to me, you can either go off a little bit, but you better not put your hands on me because you got a certain... It just does something to me. It turns me into a different person when you have violated my body. You know what I'm saying? Even my mother, when my kids, and I be fussing, and they like to point and stuff, well, you do all that talking that you want, honey, but do not put your hands on me. Don't touch me. And then they'll do something, maybe like, try to get my attention while I fussing, and then I snap. I turn into a totally different person, and I can hear my mom. Most time my mom be on the phone, and I can hear my mom say, "Don't touch her. Don't put your hands on her." No, because I do not believe in domestic violence. I do not believe in bullying. I do not believe in people putting their hands on other people. I just don't believe in that. You can say anything you want to say. Don't matter to me. Just don't get close to my face. Don't spit on me by mistake now, because I'm going to take that as an intentional. And that's just how I was raised. But for those of you who weren't raised on that, because let me tell y'all how we was raised. We was raised to be proactive all the time. And we was raised, my mother we lived out kind of pocket. Anybody know what KP was? Just imagine living out KP. We had fire drills. We had burglar drills. We had boxing lessons. We had wrestling lessons. We had all that in our little house out Academy Park. My mother trained us for everything. Do you hear me? She did that. You know what I'm saying? My sister and brother got to explore with animals, frogs, and cats and stuff. I won't touch nothing. You know what I'm saying? And one night, I remember, I'll never forget, it had nothing to do with domestic violence, but this is how my mother just let us explore, to be kids. And one night, I'll never forget, the cat that my sister and brother kept bringing to the house was a black cat. For some reason, the cat didn't like me. And the cat jumped on me one night. I mean, just, whoo. And I didn't know what it was. I took the cat and slammed the cat. I didn't know what it was that had jumped on me. It was dark. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. And the next night, the cat was unalive. The next day, the cat was unalive. But what happened was, I tried to explain to them, the cat had got hit because the cat was in the street. But they blamed me because I threw the cat off of me. They think that the cat was dizzy, the cat ran into the street, and the cat got hit by a car. And it was my fault. Oh, my God. They hated me for months, because of that cat. But the thing is, I say that to say that my mother was the type of mother that let her kids explore. But she always trained us for everything. She gave us money, made us, she made us monitor our money. You know what I'm saying? She made us like Tower Mall. She said, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of money. You say you're hungry. You can go to Morrison's. You can go to the movies. Now you got to decide whether or not you're going to eat popcorn or you're going to go to Morrison's and eat you some dinner. She made us, balance our money as children, make decisions as children. She raised us to be adults, you know what I'm saying? But she also raised us to be cautious of our surroundings. She also raised us to be, aware of things. I mean, we were kids and we knew about the key, protecting ourselves with keys and everything. My mother was just, that type of person, right? First of all, my mother knew I wasn't a runner. I couldn't run. I was slow, baby. I was slow till I got in the military. I was slow. And so my mom knew I couldn't run, so most of the time I would have to do hand-to-hand combat. I would have to stand toe-to-toe with a person. So my mother taught me how to fight. And so, and not only my mother, my grandmother My mama's mom taught me how to fight. And so we were just constantly in training our whole lives. So, it wasn't in me to be a victim. But I'm going to tell y'all something. It might not be in you to be a victim, but there's somebody who will try to make you a victim. And it's up to you to notice that, up to you to discover, the red flags to say, hey, this person shouldn't be talking to me like that. This person shouldn't be saying that to me. This person shouldn't be treating me like, I shouldn't be feeling like my feelings are hurting right now. You see what I'm saying? A person always hurting your feelings, that's not a person for you. You see what I'm saying? That's not a person for you. Because love shouldn't hurt. Yes, you're going to have some trying times. But, to always feel like you down, to always feel depressed, come on, y'all. Get away from that stuff. And I know it's easier said than done. That's why you got to do it in the beginning. That's why you can't believe that I do it because I love you. You can't believe all that, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't say that to you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't do this to you. You can't believe all of that. If it doesn't make you feel safe, get out of it in the beginning. Get out of it in the beginning. I'm telling y'all, it's not worth it. Love is not worth it. Y'all can say, well, she just talking. I'm not just talking. I'm telling you, love is not worth it. Love is not worth feeling like you're less than. If they're not enhancing you're thinking about yourself, you don't need to be around it anyways. If they hurting you, punching you, pushing you, don't put your hands on me. I'm telling you, it's something clear. I can love you too. I can love you from here to California. You put your hands on me, I click just like that. I know you just didn't touch me. I know you just didn't touch me. You see what I'm saying? Think about that. People think, oh, he did it because he loved me. No. Did it because he's trying to control you. Did it because he want to use violence to keep you there, to make you do what they want to do, and to make you ignore the bad things that you're doing. If you ever noticed that you was in a relationship, and I'm getting ready to let you go, you notice that you were in a relationship and he was so kind and all that stuff, and all of a sudden he flipped, and now he's mean, he don't have time for you, the things he say are harsh, or she say are harsh. 9 times out of 10, they working on something else, another relationship. Now, you're not getting ready. Let me tell you what you're not going to do to love. Not to love. You're not getting ready to treat me bad because you done found somebody else that you think you want to treat good. That's what you're not going to do. I'm going to pick up on that real quickly. And we're going to be done with this thing here that we think is a relationship, because you will not take advantage of me while you treat somebody nice. See, what you don't do, and I'm going to tell you, I used to be out there. If you gonna play the play, you're nice to everybody. You're treating everybody the same. You're sweet to everybody. You're kind to both of them. You understand what I'm saying? You don't give an inkling that you done found somebody else because you're treating this one over here bad now. You continue to treat them the way you've been treated, and you treat the other one the way you've been treated. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The person that you bring in, that's the person that knows the truth. Understand, the main person is the one that you're lying to. And I'm not telling y'all to do this. I'm just saying this how it looks. So if you're the main person, half of the time you don't know what's going on. But that second person knows everything. It's not that they're sharing more with them. Is the fact that they're the ones that got to keep the secret. So they know more than the person that they're keeping the secret from. You see what I'm saying? I can teach y'all something about that, but I don't want you to get hurt, because that's another reason why domestic violence starts, because you want to play around, and I don't want that for you. I don't want it for you. I told y'all, I used to be out there in them streets, and I have been restored. Let's say that, okay? I have been restored, and but I don't, domestic violence, I just think it's harsh. And let me tell you what it does to the kids, baby. It does, oh my goodness, as a child, sometimes the kids feel like it's their fault, especially when you have one of the the parents asking the kids questions, and then after they done question the kid, now here's a big fight. The kids thinking it's their fault. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. They feel like they're a part of the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? You have to be careful. You have to protect your children. Your kids walking around nervous, and not only nervous, they're going to school demonstrating the same activities, the same behavior that they see in the house. And some of these teachers or professionals, they don't understand that, hey, this is a little bit deeper than this kid acting up in school. This kid is going through something at home. That's what we need to sometimes, mental health is serious, and we have to include it in everyday life. We don't know what our children have been subjected to. And so sometimes before we start saying, oh, this kid is bad, this is a mischievous child, the question is, what is this child going through at home? Sometimes we have to go a little bit further than just right off the cuff, okay? Domestic violence doesn't just hit the person that is being violated. It doesn't just include the person that's doing the violating. It includes the kids. It includes other family members, those who want to protect the person, but they know if they get involved, the person is just going to go right back to the danger. Those who want to turn them in, but the same difference, that's that, you're going to be on the outskirts of the family because they're going to stay with the person that's violating them. So, besides prayer, you can't make a move till they're ready to make a move. And so all we can do is encourage them to protect themselves, pick up on the red flags, get out of Dodge. But most importantly, I can't stress this enough, stop rushing into relationships. Stop being so fast. Stop being thirsty. There's somebody for you. Sometimes you just have to wait for that individual. There's always someone for everyone. I mean, come on, you see it all the time. But stop rushing to these relationships, because you're going to mess around and can't get rid of something that you need to get rid of. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself, and you can go on and love someone else. Until we shall meet again, may you be tremendously blessed.